Hey, so I am going to show you two things. I'm going to show you how to do your audio check, and I'm going to show you how to use all of the Class Connect tools. So if you're still struggling in the Blackboard Class Connect sessions, I'm going to go over each of those things, and hopefully this will be helpful to you. So it's just me in the room alone, all by my lonesome. But when you log in, obviously over here, there would be a list of your classmates. And at the top, moderators are going to be myself or whoever the teacher is for that course. And then sometimes there's extra people in there. Those might be administration, they might be support people, other teachers, and they're just in there to help out. List of students, you've got your chat box at the bottom. You type in the chat box, hello. You can move these around. So for me, because I get so many chats from you guys, I can't have this box be so small. So I have two monitors. I move mine over to the other side and make it nice and big so I can see everything. But you can manipulate that a little. So if you don't need to see all your classmates, you can make it bigger so you can see more of the chat. Up here at the top, sorry, that was my dog. Oops, I clicked the wrong thing. Up here at the top is video. I can't do it right now because I'm down here in the corner being on video, but that's where, if I chose that, I would have a video up there. The talk button is how you talk in class. So if you wanted to get on the mic and I gave you privileges, see these up here, I control these. So that's how I give you the ability to chat. I give you the ability so I can click it, and if that's off, that means you can chat. If this is off, that means you have whiteboard tools. If I take the mic off, that means that you could click on this button and you could talk. But it will not work unless you click on the talk button. So if I give you the privileges and you click on that, you should be able to talk and everybody in the class should be able to hear you. You can adjust the volume with this as well. Okay, so that's some of these tools. We've got, your smiley face emojis, all of those. If I say, give me a smiley face if you can hear me, or give them a round of applause for reading, that's where that is. This is your away button. You have to step away to go to the restroom. You could click on that just so I'm not calling on you because you had to step away for a second. Just make sure you turn it off when you get back. This is how you raise your hand. And that jumps you to the top of the list. If you are going to read in class, you raise your hand. That's the primary reason I ask you to raise your hand. I don't want you to raise your hand for questions just because it's difficult to pause every time someone raises their hand, or I don't know why they're raising their hand. So just sending it in a private message is better. You click it again to lower. And then your polling tools. Right now it's on yes or no, green check, red X. I can change it to being like A, B, C, D. And then you see how it changed, so you could respond to a question that way. So that's polling tools. Audio check is this button up here. You click on it, this should open up. This is how you decide where your sound is going to come from. So I have a couple options for me. And I can explain what mine are. Yours are going to look different. But this one is like I have external speakers. So if I'm listening to music, it's loud. And they're connected by a USB. So that's what that is. So if I want them to come out of my external speakers, I would click on that. If I want it to come out of my laptop speakers, it's this one. And then this MPOW are these guys, my headphones. So where I want my sound to come out of is the first thing you select. So right now I would want it coming out of my headphone because it's on my head. Click OK. That's the first step. That's your sound. The second step is the speaker. So to test it, you would click on play.
Welcome to the audio setup wizard. This wizard will help you set the optimum levels for both your microphone and speakers.
Okay, so you didn't hear that, but I don't think you heard that. I don't know, I'll have to watch this video back and see. But in my headphones, it came out and it said, it's some lady was talking. Like basically, can you hear this? If you can hear her talking, you select yes. Then the audio, and that's just testing to make sure everything's working. Then we have our audio input device, and that's making sure that your mic is going to work. So if you're going to get on the mic for class, you have to have a working mic. So I have two options for my mic. The MPOW again is this thing for me, and then I have the mic that's in my laptop. So I could choose, if I'm not using my headphones, I would choose that. Okay. And you'll see over here, just want to point out, see how it's got a little mark here? I can see if you're running your audio check. That'll, light up with the little wheel that's red, showing me that you're trying to get your audio working. So I'm still working on it. I want my sound to come out of my mic, so I would click on that. And this is where you test it. Click record, talk, talk, talk. See the green, it's moving. That means it's working, or should be working. Click stop, then you should be able to hear. Okay, and I just heard myself back, so it's working. Everything's working. I can hear, I can talk. I'm good to go. Audio. Okay, so that's your first step if you're ever having audio issues. If in class it seems like it's cutting in and out and it's not an audio issue, it might be, it might be an internet issue. So moving closer to your router a lot of times will help. The stronger signal you have, the less likely you are to have, interference or, a laggy signal or anything like that. All right, last thing I want to go over, a couple of the tools. We'll start up here. So it's on Whiteboard. Sometimes I might give you the privileges to share your screen. So I would unclick this for you and you would click up here and that's how you would share your desktop. That's not going to be very often, but occasionally. And then WebTour is similar, but we're not going to worry about that right now. So that's what those are. The other tools, you've got this toolbar, which you can drag around, but it typically starts on the left side. You've got just your regular pointer tool. You're pointing at things. You've got these guys, which I use in class just to indicate a spot. Got options. This is your highlighter or a marker. So you can choose your color. You can show how big it is. I'm not great with these, but some of you guys are pros. So I use my highlighter. This is the text box one. This is the one where you're going to use to fill out worksheets and assignments. Super important. There's two ways to do it. There's this one that didn't have the box. These can get a little tricky sometimes. The one that doesn't have the lines like that, it's just going to write in a straight line until you run off the page. So, hello, my name is Miss Delgado. And it's just going to keep going like that until you hit enter. The trouble with this one, I don't like this one as much, is you can hit enter, but it basically starts another line. So if you needed to move things around, you have to move each line one by one. So the one I like to use and I recommend you use is the one with the lines next to it. Click on that one. That one helps you can create a text box. So now this whole box is on my text. I would type in there. And then I can move that whole box around regardless of how long it is on my page. And you can double click highlight it. You can make it bigger. You can make it colored. You can change your font. Got not a lot of options for font, but okay, that's text. These are just shapes, just circle and square. Nothing special. You can change the color of those. These are boxes that go around things. So if you needed to put a circle around something or a box around something, you can do that. This is just a line. So if you need to draw a line from one thing to another, maybe you're matching, use that. Okay, this is the screen grab one. That one can get a little tricky. You've got to practice with it. But you click on it and basically anything that's in the box. See this little gray box here? So you can see my desktop. And I have another screen, so I could take a screenshot. So I'm going to take a screenshot of myself. I'm down here in this corner. Okay. Actually, I don't know if it's going to let me do that. Maybe not. I'll take a screenshot of this lesson plan for homeroom. Okay. And there it is. So I took a screen grab. So you would have to have whatever you wanted a picture of opened already before you try to use that tool. And then the last one, we have some clip art you can choose from. So we've got some backgrounds, common symbols. You can make these bigger or smaller. You might use the math ones in math. And you can kind of go through those. Oh, I didn't even know these were here. That's cool. So I can just put the audio check symbol. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. And that is hopefully it. Hopefully that will help you in figuring. Oh, last thing is, if I give you permission to move from slide to slide, I unclick this follow button, and if I had multiple slides, you could click on these arrows, and that's how you move from slide to slide. I think that's it. So hopefully that answers a lot of your questions. Hopefully this is helpful. Again, I rambled way longer than I meant to, but I had a lot to go over. So let me know if there's anything I forgot, and I can do a video for that. Thanks.